With a seemingly endless supply of advice at the tip of our fingers today, it's hard to tell truth from fiction when it comes to sustaining and growing your wealth. I'm Chioma Patrick from Coutts, and I'm here to help tackle some of these myths, one by one. I'm too young to worry about retirement. That's decades away. The general rule is the longer you plan and invest your money for retirement, the better. You want to give yourself the best chance to grow over time, whilst also taking advantage of compound interest. For example, if you saved £500 per month for 30 years, starting from when you're 35, with a return of 5% per year, you'll end up with around £400,000 in savings. But if you'd instead started saving 10 years earlier, when you were 25, you'd have nearly twice that, with over £750,000 saved. Those 10 years can make a serious difference with compounding interest. Owning property is the safest bet for growing my money. Property can absolutely be an important part of your portfolio, but don't go all in on the house because property can be tricky. You can't really sell your living room or liquidate an extra bedroom when you need to. And if you did want to sell your home, the average time it takes to complete a sale is just over 4 months. Like any other asset, property values also move with markets. Therefore, it's better to have a diversified range of investments with property as one part of a healthy portfolio. My business is my pension. You may know your business inside out and be confident in its continued success, but the world can change quickly, and so can your personal circumstances. If something does happen, you'll need other options to fall back on. So take some pressure off yourself. Separate your long-term personal wealth from today's business. It can be a relief to know that your family and future generations' wealth isn't tied to the fortunes of your business. Rules change all the time, so there's no use making long-term plans. The world does change, be it geopolitics or tax laws. But there are also some things that never change. One constant is that if you invest, you have the best chance to grow your money over the long term. The other big constant is the presence of inflation. People often underestimate the impact that inflation can have on their earnings. You might feel like you've got a good nest egg now, but if it's not growing in line with inflation, you're essentially losing money with every passing year. A £100,000 nest egg 30 years ago would be worth the equivalent of just £43,000 today if you'd held onto it as cash. By contrast, £100,000 invested in US stocks 30 years ago, with the power of compounding interest, would be worth nearly £2 million today. That's exactly why just a few hours today with a financial advisor can have big dividends later in life. Financial planning is too complicated. It's too easy to get it wrong. Now, finance can seem really complicated, and many people before meeting with an advisor may have the impression that this is all way over their heads. But you're not doing this alone. You're not expected to know everything right off the bat. But as I've just shared, you don't have to let a few myths hold you back. And once you start, you might even become a bit of an expert yourself.